welcome back, boys. Swimming and diving now with Grandpa.
Yep.
Grandpa Tom Uvaas is in. Oh my goodness, you're a grandpa. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's very special. It really is. It's another whole show for that.
Well, I understand that, but that's got to be an exciting part of what's going on, and congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much. It's a blessing from God, and we're very thankful.
Great. Have you started spoiling the kid yet? No.
No, but I'm going to go out there in January. I have a break between two meets.
All right.
Oh, great. Okay, kind of the red-eye flight.
So
Washington.
My good wife is out there.
All right.
Great.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Let's talk about swimming and diving. You come away with a Tech victory, 97-88 in Central Lakes Conference competition. Nice job by the team.
That was really a good meet. Tech is a quality team, so we were really happy with that. And for a first meet, and for not really causing too many mistakes and no disqualifications, it was a big win for us.
Dominic Jones had quite a night for you.
He sure did. I tell you what, he swam the 50. You could see it in his eyes, and he loves to compete. And he just got right up on that block, and the 50, he just took it out and swam a phenomenal time. And then in the 100 breast, I was really impressed. A 105 in the 100 breaststroke at this time of the year is very impressive. And the same thing, it just was a dominating force in it. And one of our captains, and what a nice way to start your senior career.
Yeah, 4 wins, 2 individual and 2 relay wins. And again, the 200 medley relay got you started well, and you won the 200 freestyle relay. And, the Otters have such a rich tradition of strong relay teams, Tom, and it looks like that's going to be the case again this year.
Well, it really will be, and we have so many different mixers that we can put into it. So the relay that we'll have today will be exactly the same as we ran Thursday, but then Tuesday we're going to change our relays around because we need to know. And I was telling the boys that there's nothing in concrete here. I mean, it's just we really don't know. And so we have a lots of different blending because, Jake Fisher, he can swim backstroke for us. He can swim the freestyle for us in a relay. Joe Kissman can swim backstroke and fly. Andrew Sturgeon can swim fly for us. Dominic can swim breaststroke and freestyle for us. So we can mix people around all over the place. Cal Mortensen can swim breaststroke for us. So there's lots of things we can do with all of our relays.
Now, that is a great option for the coach to have, and I know you guys like to pre-score the meets whenever you have a chance and kind of move people around where you will have that strength and to have those options. And the numbers are great, aren't they? This is a huge team number-wise.
I can't say enough about that. We have, I think, for at least the last 5 or 6 years, this will be probably the largest team we've had. We have 27 swimmers and 5 divers. I know it's the most divers we've had. And we'll talk about diving in just a moment, but it's just a nice team, and they get along well, and we're doing a lot of, last night we had practice where we had, the seniors were all in one, we had seniors split out in different lanes, and we went juniors, and we put our younger kids together. We mix and match, put them in different lanes, and we worked on drills, because we really think the key here is the team bonding part, because 7 through 12 team, we travel together. I mean, we don't have a separate middle school program. It's a 7 through 12 program, and our 7th and 8th graders swim B. We swim against some high school kids, and we tell them that, and they're okay with it.
And it seems like you have a pretty good mentoring program right there. The older kids kind of take some of those younger kids under their wing, and they're not afraid to to give them a little advice or help them out a little bit.
Well, I think that. And I think all the coaches say the same thing, that really, you basically sell your program on word of mouth. I mean, you can put signs up and you can do all this other kind of stuff, or you get great records, but basically, parents are asking, what's a good fit for my child, with the chemistry of the kids, and how are they going to relate to my child, and will they teach them the values that are important to me? Just like, Dave was talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Jeff.
I have no values. What are you talking about? Back to the relays, it's probably 90% kids, but you got to take a little bit of the credit yourself putting these kids in a position where they're going to succeed and succeed to the highest level.
Well, I think that, thank you for that. We really do spend a lot of time preparing for our practices and preparing for our meets. And maybe it was a good thing my wife wasn't around, because I spent a lot of extra time just working on lineups. I mean, It was a kind of a homework assignment for me. But, you're right. You have to figure out what you can do, and then it gets easier and easier because every meet you get more data. You just know what you're doing. So, but, I think that it also helps to have the variety of talent we have this year. So we've been very fortunate with that.
Well, speaking of talent, 1, 2, 3 in the diving competition, got to be happy about that.
I tell you, I mean, if you've never gone to a diving, if you've never watched diving from this venue, you want to come this winter because we have some pretty phenomenal divers who really do it. Mike Hartwell is so excited about all the boys and how well they do, and we have 4 great divers. Actually, we have a 7th grader who's going to be, or an 8th grader who's going to be very good. But we have right now 4 that can move anywhere in the whole meet, and they perform flawless. And I can't remember the last time. And I tell you what, the 1, 2, 3 was huge. We had a team meeting right after diving, and I was telling the boys, I said, first of all, you really don't know how good a team is until the first part of the meet. I mean, because you can see times, but you really don't know. And Tech, I could tell right away after medley, relay, and 200 freestyle that's a really solid team. Their freestyles are solid. So we had a meet and say, you know what? We just got an early Christmas gift by having a 1, 2, 3 in the diving. They scored 13 points in the event, and Tech only had 1 diver in it, so we got 2 points. That's an 11-point swing for us, and that's huge. And I said, now we have to continue to build on this momentum, but we also have to put our passion and enthusiasm into our efforts here. So I really telling them it's time to cheer a little bit more and get involved because we're up against a very good team. And that's what diving does. Diving is kind of like it's in the middle of the meet, and it's a very critical part of the meet.
You had a few events where you went 1-2 also, which really helps. You can take that amount of points in each event.
It really does. I think the IMs we look really solid in. I think that we're really solid in the breaststroke was a really solid event for us. We took 1, 2, 4. That's 12 points we scored there. I was impressed with our 50 free. That's another event that we're really solid in. The 200 freestyle, Jake swam against a very good swimmer, swam a great time. Joe Kisman swam a phenomenal time in the backstroke and took 2nd place, but the person who beat him swam a very, very fast time. And then our fly was really awesome.
Yeah, Joe won the fly, and Andrew Sturgeon was right behind him. So a lot of good things early in the season here for this Otter swim team. And today you get to host your Otter Invitational, and we should give people the schedule for that today. You talk about watching these divers. Well, they got an opportunity this morning.
Before you go Christmas shopping this afternoon and spend your money, you can come over at 11 o'clock, and there are 13 divers performing. We have the following teams here. We have Thief River Falls, Park Rapids, Detroit Lakes, Perham, and then we have Morris. I think I got all of them. But it's just it's a 6-team field, which is great, and we really like this invite. It's a holiday invite. We swim some special events. We swim like a 50 fly and 100 IM. We have a couple of varsity kids from 100 IM because they only get to do it once a year. And it's a fun event to watch, and their goal will be to break them in. So, but it's fun, and we really mention, at least for our own team. I don't know how the other coaches do this, but we really tell the kids that this particular meet is really for them, and we want them to have a really good. So we have a lot of kids swimming 50s, and that's okay because it's fun to swim just a 50-yard event. You don't get an opportunity to do it very often because most of the time it's 100 back or 100 breast, whatever, and it's fun. It's particularly fun for the younger kids because it gives them a chance to swim a little bit more of a shorter event and see how well they can do.
You started the season with a week and a half of practice, and now you went dual Thursday, invitational Saturday, dual Tuesday. The meets come pretty fast there. Is that too much as far as competition?
Well, I talked to Gary Schuler yesterday about that. It's a burnout. I mean, it's hard for the kids too, but this is the way it is, and we'll make the best of it, and we'll just try to. We're really going to miss the practice time more than anything, and that's right. That's kind of critical for us. But we're just hanging in there. We are doing some morning practices, which help a little bit for the older kids. But it is what it is, and we're all in the same boat. And CLC has kind of set this up now that we will definitely have 5 meets in December, which I was a little surprised by that because usually we've had 4. But that's the way it is, and we're just going to make the best of it.
Yeah, and with you have a somewhat experienced group here, which maybe makes it a little easier to handle that.
It really does. We think it's very important that our older kids, for example, turns. We'll have our older kids teach turns, to teach us to learn. And it's just a great great idea for them, and they do a great job. Probably a few things I do a little bit differently, but sometimes, but overall they do a very nice job. They know, they've been taught before how to do a turn, so they communicate it down. And then, of course, leadership about putting goggles on. All these little things is really important, where we spend a lot of time with where a peer will actually help them along. And it's really important that they cheer for them, too, during the meet, because that's really critical. We want to always be encouraging.
It's going to be fun to see how the young kids on this team fit in, Tom, and how they advance and how they where they fit in as far as the events they're going to be participating in and how comfortable they get to the varsity level.
Well, I talk about a shocker. We had, I believe, 3 8th graders that had swim A because they had the best times. So in the 100 freestyle, we had, I believe, 2 8th graders in there, and our underclassmen, which is really kind of amazing, and they did very well. So, and we'll move them back and forth where it fits them, but you're absolutely right. The thing about a sport like this is you have your lane or you have your dive, and really there's lots of accountability here, and if you train hard, usually good things happen.
Today's fun day, Otter Invitational. We'll encourage people to get over to the Kennedy Secondary School and watch it, and you'll have concessions available and all
Perfect,
that.
Perfect, yep. Have great parents, great concessions. Our swimming starts at 1 o'clock. It's time finals. It will go quickly, I think. We should be done by 3:30. The beauty of swimming is it's really cold out. You can always come and warm up a little bit, but the pool has been great, and the ventilation is much better because of the new type of a system we have there. So it's a very nice venue. It really is.
Well, I know the Otter Fury dance team has a competition going on in the gym, so the fans who are there for that can go over and watch from the up above also, and it's a great way to watch the events.
I think so. Tom, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Can I just mention just a couple of things here?
Yes.
But Zach Hollis is swimming just really great for us. He's the person you always hear a lot about, but he gets from anything for the team, which is really, and these are the people that you really rely on. And Kyle Vesky, who's another one of our seniors, is so supportive of the younger kids and swimming some of his best times. And then, of course, we just want to mention Kyle Rust, who actually won the diving, and what a great job he did.
Very good, Coach.
All right, take care. Tom Uvaas with the boys swimming and diving team. We're going to take a time out. I think we got girls hockey to talk about with Matt Kowalski. We got girls basketball from Hillcrest also to get to, and more coaches. It's our Super Sports Saturday on AM 1250.